Filming from Gen Con 2014, I'm here with Rob from Passport Games. He has agreed to tell us a little bit about a game that came out some months ago from Passport. It is called Dungeon Raiders. This is originally an Australian game, was then picked up by Homoludicus and is now being produced in the US by Passport. Thank you, Rob, for taking the time to tell us about Dungeon Raiders.
Thank you.
So what is the objective of the game? What's the idea behind the game?
Dungeon Raiders is a dungeon crawl card game that you can play in about 20 minutes. The idea is to make it out of the dungeon with the most treasure alive.
And how is it played?
Well, if you look down here at the cards, each player has a hand of cards numbered from 1 to 5.
Every player has the same hand of cards?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, depending upon the character that they are, they may also have special cards. Special cards, I'll explain in a minute. Well, what we do is we play through 5 different levels of the dungeon.
Each represented by one of these little stacks.
Yes. And each level has 5 rooms in it. So, we show the rooms.
This guy, and when you draw your first card, if you don't like it, you can throw it on the bottom and try.
And some of the rooms are dark, so we can't see into there.
Yeah, you can't see a thing.
So there, some of the items you can get might be a torch. They will allow you to secretly look at all of the dark cards. So you can
without telling the other players what you found?
So you can plan your turn in advance. Okay? So assuming we don't have a torch, we start by going with the first room. Now, this is a vault. In a vault, you can just buy whatever item you want. Okay? So I would play a card out of my hand, corresponding to the thing that I want. And we all do this at the same time. It's a 3-player game, so I'll play this guy as well.
But 3 to 5, correct?
Yes,
3
to 5. So then you would play a card, and then we would all show our cards together.
Okay.
You played a 1, so you will get a torch.
I see. So you get the thing corresponding to
exactly
the item that you.
We each played 2s, so we will get the crystal balls.
So if players select the same number, they both receive whatever it is that matches that number.
In the vault, yes.
In the vault, yes.
So we would add those to our hands. Now that we've played these cards, we have to set them aside. We can't use them again for the rest of this level. So now we'll look at the next room in the dungeon.
This deck into this.
This is a trap.
And then you get to give.
This says everyone, which is what this icon means,
They can use your special card.
will lose either 1, 2, or half their gold if any one of the players plays a 3, a 2, or a 1. So once again, we look at our cards, we decide what we want to play.
And once you're out of barricades, you start running farms.
I want to play this one.
Okay? And then we all
I don't really
reveal.
know what I played. Let's see what happens.
It's okay.
And let's play a number.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So, we didn't want to suffer the effects. This guy played a really nasty card. So, all of us are going to lose half of our gold now. And it's always the worst possible situation. So everything's rounded up when you're losing. It's rounded
And
down
how
when
is
you're
that
gaining.
determined that this is the condition that applies? Because there is a 1?
Because there's a 1.
Okay, so if there is a card that matches one of these, then that effect applies. If players all play cards that do not match those numbers, then nothing happens.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And then it's like, uh-oh. Where do I put this?
It's another vault. We know how the vaults work.
And we like them.
Let's go on to the snake.
Monsters.
So, for the monsters, this is for a 3-player, a 4-player, or a 5-player game. For the monsters, we need to play a total number of cards
So you can't play that
equal to
card.
this number.
So number of cards, so you mean the points on the cards?
Number of
Yep.
points. To be able to defeat the monster.
Say,
Okay?
let's write down the bottom and try again. Now we know
That's
what
my
the
play.
cards will be.
Okay. So here's our play. We show all our cards. So I've played a special card. This allows me to see what you've done and then decide how I want to play.
Okay.
I know now that if I play a 2, it's enough to kill the snake.
We look down that one that doesn't do anything.
If I had a 2, I could play that now, but I'll just play a 3.
Take a second if you want.
So we defeat the snake and nothing happens. If I didn't have a card that I could play, if I played this and we could not defeat the snake, then whoever plays the lowest card would suffer this effect. So
I
I would
see.
lose 3 health.
Yeah, see, this is a nice
And if
card.
some players tie for lowest,
Then everyone loses.
Right, so as this is full,
So treasure.
let's start filling them out here.
Now we only have a few cards left.
On your next turn.
We decide what we're going to play.
what are we trying to do?
Well, whoever plays the highest card will get this treasure.
I see.
But if 2 people tie, we'll split.
Got it.
Okay.
I played a 5 because I really want a treasure.
So I played a key, which is worth 5, but only for treasure chests. You played a 5 also.
So we split.
He played a crystal ball.
Well, don't forget.
So he can go back and look. If he plays anything other than a 5, you and I will each get 1. If he plays a 5, we'll split 2-3 ways and nobody will get anything.
I see.
So that would be the first level of the dungeon. At the end of the level, all of our normal cards, the cards 1 through 5, will pick back up into our hand, and then we can start the second level.
Okay.
We go through 5 levels. At the end of the game, whoever has the most gold will win. Except the person who has the least amount of health will not make it out of the dungeon. So that person, unfortunately, even if they do have the most gold, they will die and they will not make it out.
Yeah, I like that. It makes it a little more realistic. It prevents kamikaze playing. Well, I don't care if my character will die in 5 seconds after out of the dungeon if I had the money.
Right,
Makes it much more thematic. I like that.
right.
Thank you, Rob, for telling us about Dungeon Raiders by
There's one-
Passport. Oh,
There's one more
stuff.
thing.
There's
At
more
the
stuff.
end of the dungeon, there is a boss monster.
Oh, see, I thought that players could just go out and celebrate, get a mead. Nope, there's
Yes.
more. There's the dungeon.
So there is a
There's the
bigger,
monster.
meaner, nastier monster waiting for you at the end of the dungeon. And some of them have special effects. You're able to, if you still have more than 1 card in your hand, you're able to play 2 cards on the boss monster, but they're very nasty. This one does 4 damage.
That also gets nasty, and if people die, they don't get to share the loot at the end. I suppose makes sense.
Right.
Anything after the dragon? Now, if they survive
That's it.
that, they can go and they can have a drink and celebrate
Yeah, then
and,
they go
and be
meet up
happy.
at the end and plan what dungeon they're going to go to next.
That's great. Thank you so much. This
Thank
is
you.
Rob from Passport Games telling us about Dungeon Raiders, a small, quick, and it looks pretty fun dungeon crawler.